Welcome. Here we're going to talk about the Pythagorean Theorem. So the Pythagorean Theorem describes the relationship between the three sides of a right triangle. So it only works for right triangles. You must have a right triangle, which means that you have this right angle, which is a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to label my sides. I have A, B, and C. Now, A and B, those have to be the sides that are touching the right angle. I could label them, they can be flip-flopped, their assignment. That doesn't matter. So I could have instead drawn this one as B and this one as A. But C, for right triangles, always has to be opposite the right angle. Always. And that's what allows the formula to work. If you do not assign C, the side length C, opposite the right angle, the formula is not going to work for you. But A and B, the two legs of the triangle, can be interchanged without trouble in your formula. So the actual formula itself is that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And then we can rearrange this in different ways as needed to solve for whatever we need. We can solve for C, we can solve for A, we can solve for B. So let's do a few examples. Let's consider first a triangle here with, here's my right angle, and I have length 16 feet and 12 feet. So the thing that's missing is C. So in order to solve for this, I'm going to use my formula, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I have 16 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. And then I need to plug this into my calculator. So 16 squared is 256, 12 squared is 144, and then when I add them together, it ends up being 400 equals C squared. Now, a common error that students would make is they'll stop here and they'll say that that's their answer, but it's not. That is equal to C squared. In order to solve, I have to take the square root of both sides. So I have to undo that square. So I'll do the square root of 400 and the square root of C squared, and I end up with 20 equals C. Now, depending on your class, when you take a square root, you may need to do plus and minus, because when you square something, two negatives also make a positive. But for triangle problems, when you're dealing with a side length, lengths are positive values. So the side length should be positive. So this is the missing value. Let's do another example. Let's consider let's say 15 and then 12 and some unknown. I'm going to call it A, but I could just as easily have called it B. They will give me the same answer. The important thing is that C is the hypotenuse, which is across from the right angle. So I have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now I'll start plugging things in. A, I don't know, so I'll leave that. B squared, that's going to be 12 squared. And then C squared C is 15, so 15 squared. Now, 12 squared, I'll rewrite it. 12 squared is 144. And 15 squared is 225. Now I need to subtract 144 from both sides, and I get A squared equals 81. And then again, being careful to complete this last step of actually taking the square root. So A equals 9. All right, and that is how we apply the Pythagorean theorem to solve for the missing side of a triangle. Thank you so much for watching.